My name is Jesse Penner, and today I'm going to talk about the LAE A3 adapter for Sony alpha lenses, for converting Sony alpha lenses, A-mount lenses to E-mount. And it's a full frame adapter, but I'm going to try it both on the full frame and APC. I have a 6300 here, and for lenses and for a camera, the one I'm using right now is the A7 III, and for lenses I have the 70-400 G2, and I think this is a 55-300. Forget what this is. 4.5 to 5.6, and 16 to 50 2.8. This is the kit lens that comes with the A77 Mark II. I had that camera, but I sold it. And the 3.5, 5.6, 18 to 55 kit lens that comes with the Sony A58. Anyways, that's where I got it from. So, anyways, I'm going to be trying these lenses. In particular, I'm going to look at autofocus, especially on the 70-400, because if you're going to be using this lens, chances are you're taking wildlife and stuff like that, and you need some good autofocus in order to capture the moment, of course. So at first I couldn't get the focus working, so it doesn't seem to be very stable. Otherwise right now it seems to be focused. It's mostly using taking a bit of second focus. So I could show you a little bit closer here. So you can see it's just achieving focus. So when that green dot you can see on the bottom of the screen there, that's up. It's pretty decent. Let's just go out to full and go there, go there. Seems to be pretty accurate too. Don't seem to have an issue with that either. So I'd say from what I found out from using this thing, it's quite good with the 6300, but it's a totally different story if you put it on the A6000. It completely doesn't work. It just use contrast, and it just starts from one end and it goes along the full focus range, and it takes way too long. By then you can't even take a picture of a person if they wait for a minute, practically, because well, once it starts focusing it has to complete, and that takes about, I'd say, about 10 seconds. And if you need to change focus point, it doesn't seem to want to, like, you can't have a moving target. It's just impossible. You have to have a complete static target, otherwise it doesn't work while using this lens. I guess I could try it with a couple of the other lenses, my smaller lens, and see if it works with that. Or, I mean, generally thinking you'd think the big lens would easier work with things, but I guess we can try the difference. Well, right now I'm going to throw on a couple of the other lenses and see how they perform. Now, come on. Okay, first of all, I guess I'm going to throw on the 2.8, the 16 to 50 2.8. It's a good piece of glass. And see how this thing works. Okay. So yeah, this is actually quite impressive. So I guess I'll just come up in front of the camera here a little bit. Okay, right there you can see. Now I'm going to just tilt it down. Focus. Go G focus. I don't know if you can hear the focusing, but yeah, it's quite noisy here. Just go down there. There. Right there. So it's actually quite acceptable, I would say. I wouldn't have a problem with this. Yeah, I got a little problem there. And it looks like it's accurate too. Well, not surprising. Mirrorless system does have a tendency to be quite good with that. Anyways, I would say the focusing was quite well. And I mean, this makes it a little long though, and kind of bulky. So if you're using it with this camera, it isn't a full frame lens sadly, but I mean, you can use it. If I use it on my A7 III, I generally only use it for video, which actually works quite well because it's a fairly decent glass, and if you just use it in crop mode, it seems to do just fine. Okay, now I'm going to change over to another of my lenses, which is the 55 to 300, which is also a kit lens. This is actually a fairly decent A-mount lens. I find it, it's if you compare it to the 150 to 500 Sigma, that's before they had the art version. This lens actually has better image quality than that lens, and that one is nearly 1,000 new. I mean, you can find it used for about 500, but it's still not worth it in comparison to this one, because this one has better image quality comparison and it's way smaller. So I definitely go over this one. It's a little stiff. I guess I haven't used it for a while. I don't know. It's been sitting around. Anyways, oh, here's your long. Okay. Now this is at 55 mil. First of all, that's okay. Now, this is with a 55 millimeter, at 55 millimeters. Okay, there's focusing. And just if you watch the real green dot, there, to focus, tilt it down, press, there's focus, and let's just focus on there. It might not be able to, okay, yeah, there, achieve focus. Yeah, it's quite slow. 55. As long as you're not getting too close and then going too far. It's pretty decent at 55. And let's just turn it out to 300. And now focus out there. It's focused on there. Come right in here. Okay, this is a little bit slower. Oh, there, got focus. You just go out there. Yeah, this is another issue. Now it's just fishing. Doesn't seem to work very well on this lens. Okay, now that is that lens, and I guess I could try the cheap little kit lens, one you can get for 20 bucks somewhere. I guess it's actually worth hardly anything already. Yeah, it's not very high quality. Mine got the one lip there got broken off there by the connectors, and yeah, it's not very strong, so wouldn't recommend it. Wouldn't recommend it at all. Okay, now this one at, well, let's just go to 18, and I guess it's probably exceptional for focusing, or I mean, it's just fine. At 15, it seems to play around a little bit. This is not, I haven't played with that much focus. It's mostly I guess, with A-mount, the A77 Mark II and the A58. And what I find is those cameras, their focusing isn't as accurate as the mirrorless system, especially the A7 III, but it is way quicker, especially with the 77 Mark II. The A77 Mark II has a very fast focus, which, well, through the adapter it's not as fast. It's quicker, it tends to be quicker, but then yeah. Okay, this is at 55, and then we'll focus far away. Okay, there. Now I'm just gonna go closer, pushing down, and let's just focus. Okay, there. Now let's go far away. Yeah, it's taking its time there. It's not very accurate, doesn't seem. It just seems to. Yeah, it doesn't work very well on this. So far what I've learned is that it seems like only the higher quality glass focuses well with this adapter. It works generally pretty fine on the A-mount, but through the adapter onto the E-mount, 6300, it is quite slow with the slower glass. But the higher end glass, like this 16 to 50 2.8 and my 70 to 400 seem to focus just fine with it. I don't think it's quite as fast as my A7 III. We'll just test that right now. We'll do some tests with that one, with all of them, and see how it compares. Okay, and now we're going to do the test on the A7 III. Okay, and now we're going to do the same test on my A7 III and see how it can focus using my A-mount lenses through the EA3 adapter, which is a full frame variant, so it does work on my A7 III. Just put that on photo. I would do video, try video focusing, but it can't do continuous focusing, and I don't believe it can go. I can try it, I guess. Let me see if it works. Focusing. Yeah. Yeah, no, it doesn't work focusing in video at all, really. It's like, try recording, but yeah, I can't focus during video with that adapter. So I guess if you were going to try to use that adapter to give you the ability to focus with video, it wouldn't work. And now, for photo focusing speed with the A7 III, that is at 55. Okay, let's just lock my grip so I don't press that button accidentally. I like this grip for most reasons, but if they didn't have the lock button, that would be horrible, because especially with a big lens, like they say that using the big lens, when you're using big lenses, it's nice to have the grip so you have a little bit more hold, but no, get away. Come on, get away. Get away. It's just a dog here. Anyways, okay, let's get on with our test anyways. Okay, so first of all there. Yeah, it doesn't really accept this very well. I don't know if this will focus on the screen properly. I also have that focusing dot in the bottom there. Okay, it seems to. Yeah, it's getting a little dark now anyways, so maybe that's half the reason. Let's see how it does on 18 mil. Okay, now it seems to focus up there. Here. Let's try this again. Let's just pull it in a little bit. Yeah, it doesn't want to grab anything. Yeah, it doesn't want to focus at all. It may be too dark already, but, well, it's just pointed out there too where it's brighter. Yeah, it doesn't want to focus well. Let's try the other ones and let's see how they go. It's gonna get darker from now anyways, so yeah, if they do better then. Okay, yeah, I guess one thing I didn't think of, it could have been these contacts here that weren't touching properly onto the adapter. Not quite sure about that, but let's try this one. This one's a nice steel one, so that's at least nice. Okay, switch it on the short end. Oh yeah. Well, that was too close there. Okay. Focus. Seems to have no problem grabbing focus. As you can see on there, I don't know how close I need to be. Is I go close by here, go further away, go focus, hit the button, focus, the button, focus. Try out something different. And let's zoom it in. Yeah. Yeah, as you can see, it's has a little problem focusing properly, and it is fishing around. But it could still be a little dark for this lens too. It does better in brighter situations, but especially in these darker situations, it seems to having problems. And now I'm going to put on my 16 to 50 2.8 A-mount, and we'll see how that one does. Okay, this is a whole totally different story. No problem anywhere. Well, I had a little bit there. Let's focus. There, it's good. Especially further away. And get some focus. Go here. No problem. I'm gonna zoom it up to its full length, 50 mil. Yeah, it's not even high contrast where I'm trying to focus in. It works well. It works well with this this lens. The 16 to 50 2.8 works very well with the LAE A3 adapter. And now I'm gonna, last of all, I'm gonna try my 70 to 400 lens G2 and see how that one performs. I guess this is the one I actually use all the time because it is a full frame lens. The other ones aren't full frame, so I can't get the full benefits from it. But this one is, and yeah, I do know how this one focuses. Before the firmware update, the last firmware update for the A7 III, it wasn't very good and stable. It had a lot of issues, and a lot of times it just refused to focus, like totally. It had stability issues. It didn't want to focus at all. This in the short end. So from experience, okay, so this thing right here, out there, that's the focus. There. Now if I pull it closer, this is getting a little dark, so if it has a little bit more of an issue, it's no surprise. There. Focus. Got it. Focus. Oh, there, got a little bit of an issue, hiccup. Got it. Focus, got it. Focus. Got it. Huh, nah, that's a little issue too. And yeah, so the most issues, this is of course the lens I generally use on this adapter with this setup. And so what I've noticed though is that within about 25 feet, if you're trying to catch a faster moving subject, it's impossible. And yeah, the continuous focus does not work. It tries to use continuous focus when you switch it to continuous, but there's another problem if you're trying to capture a moving subject. The camera just freezes up when you're trying to use the continuous, and if you're using the single focus, yeah, it's pretty fast to take a picture after it's focused. So as long as you're just holding it down, snap right away. I was taking some pictures of some flying terns the other day, and they're quite a small target to take a picture of. And within 25 feet, I was having issues capturing them because the focus wasn't fast enough. But further out, well, they're about 10 inches big probably, so that's quite a small target. Further out, I wasn't having any issues really. Still had, but I could manage doing it, and misfocusing wasn't that bad. But if you are getting a telephoto zoom lens, you might as well get. Well, they have the new one that's out, the 200 to 600. It is a little bigger than this, and also probably more pricey because you won't find it used, where you will find this one used easier. Okay, well, to sum it up, what we figured out is that the better lenses seem to perform better focusing, and seemed acceptable in my experience. I would use either of them on the LA3 adapter on either bodies. The 6300 isn't quite as fast, but is also acceptable, especially if you aren't trying to do some very fast action or anything. But the cheaper kit lenses, like this kit lens, and this 55 to 300 is also kit lens. They seem to have an issue focusing using the LAE-A3 adapter. And if you're planning to use, well, I guess it's probably similar on the LAE. That's the one, I think, which is an APC adapter for the Sony A-mount lenses. But it's for the APC. That's probably similar to the LAE-A3, but as we've seen, these adapters are not very fast for directly. It is compact, like as you can see, but mosquitoes are very annoying here right now. Anyways, it is very compact and does work quite well with the higher end lenses, but I wouldn't use it. I wouldn't recommend it to use with a cheaper glass with slower motors. Please subscribe for more content, and if you like this video, hit the like button, and if you didn't, just hit the